You're listening to the Real Agents of Charlotte at Level Up Realty with the HBIC,
La Panamena Realtor, the real OG,
the inquisitive realtor,
the educating agent,
the inspiring agent,
where real meets real estate.
In the times that we're living right now, we're in a situation where worldwide everybody is really afraid, in a panic mode, and also don't know what's going to come in the future. But we have to remain strong and positive, and this is not going to be forever. This is just a little period of time that worldwide we need to take a step back and probably rethink about a couple of things and be more positive, be more with our families, and restructure ourselves. And then when it's over, we'll be stronger. What do you ladies think about this?
I definitely agree with that. I am definitely using this time now to restructure, rebrand, regroup pretty much, because I feel like I've gotten so disconnected with a lot of stuff going on around my house, and then just with real estate in general, having everything going on. I had the opportunity to sit down and actually look at everything and be like, okay, let's put this way and make this way, and also spend more time with my family, which I know a lot of people are doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So some of the hashtags right now that they're doing about staying at home, have you ladies seen any of that?
Yes.
What are some of the hashtags that you're seeing?
Stay home, mainly in English.
Stay home. Yeah, definitely stay home is the main one.
Yeah.
Stay home. Everybody has been doing the TikTok challenges. Have y'all been seeing those?
I've seen a lot of TikToks.
I've seen a lot of lives. Like everybody's going live on Instagram. Doesn't matter where they're going live.
Yeah. Even I've been loving the DJs going live. That's been my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I actually haven't listened. Go ahead, Ime.
You haven't?
No, you haven't? It's pretty cool. Like, it's artists going on, like the DJ, like you say at nighttime, like you have like small, like hanging out. There's people hanging out through Zoom and having a drink, like friends and family. So, like, there's a lot of people who being like kind of active, but virtually.
Yeah,
I think that's what we should do. We should record live on video one day.
Yeah, we definitely have to do that. I actually went out and bought a bike because I am just too pent up in the house. I really need to get out. I'm not a person that likes to just sit in the house all day. I'm spending some time too. I mean, we can't help but spend times with our families during this time. But when you have small kids or kids in general, I think it's I can just say I'm appreciative to the teachers. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. Okay, when the kids are able to go there.
There is a lot of parents going crazy because of that. Also, that teaching system now and how they have to be helped. But I mean, see it in the other way. Like, you're going crazy about that. Like, my family is in Panama. I'm here by myself, so they're freaking out over there because I'm here. And I'm freaking out because they're over there doing this, like, it's happening, the same thing is happening. So it's still, like, with no kids, with kids, regardless how you are, it's difficult in different ways for everybody, I think.
Yeah, it definitely is.
But the days are pretty, so that's a boosting.
Yes, the weather has been so amazing. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I got out. I cleaned up my yard, got my grass cut, and my yard just looks so beautiful. And I just sit out there as long as I can because the allergies still get to me a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Sit outside as long as I can.
Yeah, the pollen is bad, but it's so pretty. And every time I go outside and I see the plants coming back, I'm like, this is just hope. Like, Earth is telling us that it's going to be okay.
It's amazing being in the house because for some reason, even though we're cooped up in the house, every day I have been overcome by this sense of gratitude. Like, I just know, like, after this, everything is going to be so much better. And I don't know if that just means it's for me, my family, or just the whole world in general. But I don't know. Every day, at different times of the day, I get this overwhelming sense of gratitude.
And that's great, actually, because, I mean, now people have a time to stop their busy lives and appreciate little things before they didn't notice.
Yeah, I think, too, like with even going into the grocery stores and having supplies, I think we should appreciate when you go in there, there's things. Truckers, like my husband is a truck driver. He is essential. He is still out there working to keep the stores supplied. I think it makes us have a newfound gratitude for truckers. My father is also a trucker, and so they're out rolling. I think when it comes to doctors, that we have that we're thinking about doctors as well during this time, and nurses, and just being thankful for them. The teachers, I mean, it's really making us be appreciative of all these people. Not saying that we were not appreciative of them before, but I think even more so right now, we're really sensitive to that. So I want to talk about today the charlottestories.com. They have some information out that said that it was day 4 at Mecklenburg County stay-at-home order during the non-essential workers, that everyone is restricted to shelters at their places of residence, or they will face possible Class 2 misdemeanor charges. So I think that a lot of people are not, people that are just kind of still go, and they're not really abiding to the laws of the land. People should be aware that it will be a Class 2 misdemeanor charges, and if the courthouse is closed today, it won't be closed forever. Likewise, we're in the house today. We won't be in the house forever. We will be able to get out. We will not always feel as though we are prisoners to our own home. But back to this story, it talked about people were out at Renaissance Parks. They saw 50 plus cars in the parking lot, and this was the news stations. They were going out taking photographs. And it was 10 plus people in an area. They were doing active volleyball games. They had a dozen groups of disc golfers that were out there. There were children that were playing together in groups more than 10. They saw over 100 cars at the Park Road Park as well on yesterday. There were at least 100 cars in several parking lots and small groups walking throughout the park. There were over 20 people playing on the basketball court, and they've got photographs of all of these people. People were hurdled on blankets with groups of dogs. They were all up under the gazebos. I mean, it is crazy. So
this is really, sorry to interrupt, but this is really irresponsible for them, for their own family, and for the rest of us that are trying. Like, for example, if I'm in my house and I only need to go to the grocery store and get groceries, and I get infected, that really stinks, because I've been doing my quarantine. I've been doing what I'm supposed to do. So they're really being selfish and irresponsible. Like, the 485 goes behind my house, and these have 45 have been nonstop. Doesn't matter if it was Saturday, Sunday, any day of the week, like, still nonstop. So, those people, all of them are not essential all day long. So something is going on that people are really not really have fear of what's going on and paying attention really and doing what they're supposed to do. That is wrong.
So I sent you guys a photograph too, so that you could actually see what's happening. Take a look at that. So, I mean, now that their pictures have been taken, I think people might need to get a little bit concerned. Your picture has been snapped, and the police actually can still pursue you.
Oh, wow.
Well, they don't look like they have much sanitizer with them, or alcohol, or washing their hands.
Oh, my goodness. Out there at the basketball court? Wow.
It's crazy, right? It's serious.
Yeah.
I think that people are not taking it serious. I have 2 family members that are currently not well in New York, and one of my family members is a nurse, and she's the head nurse. And so, of course, she's on the floor and she's, serving, the community. but now she's ill, and we're hoping that whatever has happened with her, that she doesn't, and that she sustains and she bounced back. So I mean, it is real. I saw a video last night of someone that was at New York, and they have the little trucks that they move things out of places with, and they're dumping bodies into the back of 18-wheeler trucks. Dozens and dozens of bodies in New York. Yes, it is happening.
Oh my goodness!
Yes, so I have to show that to you guys. Because I mean, and for our listeners, we are not together right now. We are not conjugated together. We are trying this thing out, so hopefully you'll get a good reception. But we're actually trying this out, as we are each home in our own respective places, virtually using our podcast system to see how it works. Again, when people say this is the new normal, this is not the new normal. I'm not looking for any type of normalcy and people having to be locked in their homes like cage birds. That's absolutely not. This is no new normal for me. I hope that this is over with in the next 2 to 3 years. You guys, that's for the birds. People that saying this is new normal, y'all with it. Y'all get with that. But just leave the HBIC out. I don't want any parts of this. I'll be glad, in fact, when it's over with. Okay.
You say you want it to be over in the next 2 to 3 years? What do you mean? In the next 2 to 3 months?
No, I want it to be over in the next couple days.
Okay, but you say years.
What
do you mean?
No. So what I'm saying is that I don't see that this should be going on for the next 2 to 3 years, that this is some, type of normalcy where they're saying this is the new normal. That's stupid. And I think that people need to stop saying that.
And nothing is normal.
That this
what
is
is
nothing.
The definition? What is it? Sorry for the audience. Sorry for us. Sometimes we speak over others, but since we're practicing social distances, we don't know when the other one is going to speak. So we apologize before on that. But the problem with this is people not paying attention and doing what they're supposed to do, that is staying home. So the more they start doing this stuff, like you saw in that in the park, the longer it will take for this to stop propagating, more people infected. So the problem will be people. Like, we are hurting ourselves. Humans are hurting other humans. That's the only reason that why it's taking so long, because people are not taking the precautions that they have to. Like, why will you be in the park with your children when they are more like it is? I don't understand. Like, I really. And like you say, in New York, I've seen that in other countries, that's what they're doing, and they're taking them to burn them. Like, you cannot, your family member, correct, because they will still have the virus after death. Like, you can still be contagious after death. So they are burning them. Like, the family cannot see them. They're just, like, if you have it and you pass from this, like, you are pretty much, that's it. Like,
wow, I did not realize that. That is like,
they're taking you, like, and I know this because I've seen how they do it in Panama. They're taking you like in a whole plastic suit, so then you are not able to be contagious to anybody else, and then you go directly to be burned. Yeah.
Oh my.
Wow. That's kind of, that's a bit much. I would hope that's not. I've actually had to stop looking at the news because it was actually starting to mess with my health. I started experiencing a lot more migraines, my back starting to ache. And even though, it's like it doesn't affect you because you're being responsible and you're staying in the home, you still at some point have to go out to the grocery store. You're still hearing a lot of negativity, and it really affects people's minds. It affects people's mental states. I see that, if this continues for such a period of time, I think they're going to have to start getting concerned about people's mental health. It's just no way. I
don't know what the U.S. is doing for that, and I can speak in behalf of Panama, where I'm from, but this is what the government did, and some psychiatrists and psychologists are giving through online services free consultations, because of course people are not used to be this much at home, and then you get overwhelmed and other things start to develop, anxiety, depression, and whatnot. So some doctors are giving that for free, so then people can stay in their home and be kind of in their mental health. I don't know if that's happening here in the U.S. I've seen a lot of things, a lot of doctors speaking, but I have not seen any doctor offering their services for people that are not used to being confined in their own homes.
And let me mention this. So being confined in your own home also means that if you're not an essential worker, you're not able to work. So there has been some talk on the news about people not paying their rents and not paying their mortgage. I just want to be very clear on this. If you owe rent, you're in a binding contract that does not have any type of exclusions against the COVID-19, and you have not spoken to your landlord, regardless of what they're saying on the news, you better pay your rent. When it comes to a mortgage, I know for my mortgage company, when we called in, and I bank with Penny Mac says that yes, they will give you 3 months. It is not a forbearance, it is a postponement. So it is very important that people recognize the difference of a forbearance and a postponement. The postponement means that they are giving you April, May, and June, where they are postponing the payment, but on July 1, it will immediately accelerate, and those 3 months that they postpone is going to be due July 1, in addition to July 1's mortgage. Now, people, if you didn't have the money to pay during those first 3 months that they postponed your payment, what in the world, or why would the government or anyone think that that is actually helping people to say that on July 1, boom, now you need to pay 4 months in full immediately? It's accelerated. I don't know who that's going to help. I think that that's kind of doing more damage than harm, because it only takes 6 months for you to have to go into foreclosure. And so that you would be at month 4. So, definitely think about that.
The only way that system will help is that if you postpone it, then you postpone it, like you add 3 months to your mortgage instead of trying to pay everything in 4 months in 1 month, if you think about it. Because it's those 3 months you talked about plus July, that's 4 months in one payment. It will be easier helping people if you just delay 3 months, and then you just in July 1st just renew your payments as normal. That will help people the way that they're doing it.
So maybe they'll listen to us. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we are the real agents of Charlotte, so they should definitely take some hints from us. That postponement is really not helping anybody. Delaying will help people, or maybe do a balloon on the end or something. But a lot of people are going to be hurt. Let's go ahead and talk about what we're doing. So first, let's make sure we let you know that you are listening to the Real Agents of Charlotte. We are at Level Up Realty. You can find us at www.leveluprealty.org. Again, we are the Real Agents of Charlotte. You can find us at Level Up Realty. So let's go into talking about our topic of the day. We want to talk a bit about what Level Up Realty is doing to help during this crisis, or services that we have at our firm to help buyers and sellers. Tell us a little bit about it, Jazz.
So we're actually doing virtual appointments, so you can meet your agent virtually as far as seller consultation or buyer consultation. Also, we have DocuSign, where you can digitally sign documents, where you don't have to meet in person. We don't have to pass paper. We don't have to pass pens. We're also doing virtual showings. Right now, virtual showings are kind of postponed for certain properties because right now, North Carolina has considered real estate non-essential. So meaning we can't go show properties. However, there are some builders who are allowing us to set up virtual showings for their properties where they actually show it as well. So you guys can check with one of the real agents to find out about that as well. And then what else are we doing? Virtual showings, DocuSign, virtual appointments. All agents are available by email or text or phone call. Whenever you need us, we are available. You can set up appointments on our website. You don't have to actually talk to us first to set up an appointment. You can set up an appointment on our website, find out what our availability is that fits your schedule. What else do we have, guys?
So
the beauty of Go ahead.
See, and like we said, guys, we are practicing social distancing, so we can't see when somebody else's mouth opens up. So bear with us on this. Go ahead, Aimee.
No, I was just going to say that the beauty of the World Wide Web, aka Internet, is that everything can be done online, from the initial appointment to actually closing. So everything can be virtual. I mean, it's no need to be afraid or think that you have to wait until all this passed to be able to be a homeowner, because everything is being, you can do it actually through your computer in the comfort of your home.
Right.
Love that. I love that.
That's
and then also just to kind of touch back on what Jasmine was saying. So the governor did issue in North Carolina, in some counties, certain real estate services are essential. However, we presently reside in Mecklenburg County, and Mecklenburg County does have the strictest of the rules as far as, you know, going out and showing in someone's home. And so we do have to follow the strictest of the rules when it comes between national and local municipalities. We're also going to be introducing to you guys, so watch us on Level Up Realty. We do have the iBuyer platform. So if you are looking into certain platforms such as that, it kind of, you know, helps with what we have going on right now too, then you can certainly, you know, opt for iBuyer options. So just continue to watch on our website for updates on that. And just because it's an iBuyer platform, or we're doing things virtually, doesn't mean that brokers or realtors are not needed. We are still needed in the transaction. However, if we can offer something to you where you can have, you know, a little more virtual capabilities, I think that, you know, we want to make sure that we're innovative and on target with that.
So, guys, I want to get away from the whole coronavirus, COVID-19. So, browsing Twitter, I saw a thread that was, what advice would you give your 18-year-old self? And I just want to read, and it got me thinking, like, what would I tell my 18-year-old self? And I'm going to read some of the responses first, and then I'll tell you guys what I would tell my 18-year-old self. So someone said, stop planning, because none of this will ever go according to your plan.
Yes.
That one I can agree and disagree with. Some plans that I've made, they went according to plan. But yeah, some plans did not go according to plan.
Maybe it will be like short-term plans and long-term plans. Maybe that's what he was meaning. Because, I mean, the short term maybe you can accomplish, but there is some, like, I have all kind of plans that never happened because it was not on my control.
Exactly. So, yeah, I definitely agree with short-term versus long-term. Because, yes, short-term, pretty much if you plan it, you can get it done. But long-term, there's a lot of stuff and bumps and speed bumps and everything, twists and turns that happens along the road that you're like, you know, well, that plan isn't going to work. Another user said, believe in your value and invest in yourself. I totally agree with that. One person said, this one was funny, don't overpluck your eyebrows. They will take years to grow back.
It was a fashion at one point. I think it was the early 90s or mid-90s. They were really thin.
Eyebrows. Yes. And I can attest to the fact that eyebrows do take a long time to grow back. Not that I've done it personally, but I do remember my sister kind of shaving off like a corner of her eyebrow, and it took forever to grow back. So I can say that, you know, it's don't overpluck your eyebrows. Don't try to go with a skinny eyebrow fashion, because it's going to take a long time to grow back.
But you
now,
know,
for me,
But hold on, sorry. But you know now that with this social distancing, you don't need to do anything to your eyebrows because nobody's looking at you. So take your time. Take this time to grow out your eyebrows if you need to.
Exactly. Take this time to grow them out so you can get them back right. So what I would tell my 18-year-old self is cherish the love that you get. Like every day, cherish the love that you have in your life. And you guys know why I say that, because I lost my love. So I'm like, you know, and just like the one girl said, you know, life doesn't go as planned. Like it did not go as planned. And I could definitely say, like, some days we take for granted what we have daily. You know what I'm saying? And the people that we have around us daily. And we have to make sure that we cherish and appreciate what we have daily. You guys, what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
Well, myself, I would say a lot of things. Like, take your time to heal from, because everybody lives stuff in their childhood that can carry over adulthood. And sometimes you need to get that resolved. So I will say to heal, and I will say that to believe more in myself. I think I had a lot of potential, and everybody believe in it, but my own self. Like you are your own enemy sometimes because you doubt so much, and you say, well, I'm not good enough for this or whatnot. And in every aspect or of the life, like maybe in your personal life or work life, or sometimes you're like, well, I'm not pretty enough. So self-esteem and all that. Like, don't judge yourself and just keep going for what you believe, and don't let anybody stop you. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think
HBIC, what do you say?
Yeah, I think I would tell myself not to have. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna just say it. I don't think I would have taken my career into nursing first at 18 years old. I think that at 18, if I would have known in my community about being a real estate broker, that I would have went straight into brokerage instead of spending over a decade into nursing. Although I enjoy caring for people and being a steward to other people, I'm still able to fulfill that in being a real estate broker where I'm caring for others, and I'm able to help people. So I think that with that passion still being fulfilled, I would have just taken my career in another direction off the top. If I would have done that, by now I would definitely be a millionaire. Absolutely.
But you know what? Sometimes those are learning experiences. Life sometimes put us in certain positions, and maybe it was something that you need to learn in those 10 years. I mean, maybe it was too long, and now you think it's too long, but you'll be the millionaire just a little bit later. Not that
it's coming, honey. It's coming. But I'm just saying, I think I would have probably taken a different route. I do agree with you. It did teach me a lot. In going down that path, I learned a lot from that. If I didn't do that, I don't think that I would have the knowledge and things that I have now. So it definitely did pay off. I can't take that part for granted.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, you have listened to another segment of the Real Agents of Charlotte. If you are wanting to purchase a home in the Carolinas, that's purchasing. If you're wanting to rent a home, if you are looking for commercial acquisitions, don't forget to go to our website and find your favorite real agent. We are at www.leveluprealty.org. You can find our podcast on Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, and we are also looking for a spot on Apple Podcasts. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. As always, level up.